The diner was unusually quiet for a Tuesday morning. The faint hum of the old ceiling fan, the clinking of spoons against ceramic coffee mugs, and the occasional creak of the booth seats were the only sounds filling the room. It was the kind of place that hadn't changed in decades: red vinyl booths, laminated menus with greasy fingerprints, and a chalkboard by the door listing the daily specials in shaky handwriting. Anna wiped her hands on her apron and glanced toward the clock behind the counter. 8:52 a.m. The breakfast rush had passed, and now came the lull. For most people, it was a chance to breathe. For Anna, it was a moment to reflect, and worry. Rent was due in 3 days. The electricity bill was overdue. And her shoes had a small tear in the left heel that made her walk with a slight limp. At 28, Anna had the face of someone who had lived twice that. Long days, double shifts, and barely enough to scrape by had carved faint lines around her mouth and under her tired eyes. Her dark hair was tied back in a loose ponytail, and despite the exhaustion, she offered each customer a genuine smile. It wasn't forced, it was her choice. Because life hadn't been kind to her, and she'd learned that kindness was the only way to fight back. The door opened, letting in a gust of wind and the scent of rain on concrete. A man stepped inside, soaked from head to toe. His coat hung heavy with water, and his shoes squelched against the linoleum floor. He looked out of place, not just because of the rain, but because he wore a suit, now damp and wrinkled, and held a briefcase that looked too expensive for this neighborhood. He stood awkwardly near the entrance, glancing around as if unsure he belonged there. Anna, noticing him, quickly grabbed a towel from behind the counter and approached. "Rough morning?" she asked gently, handing him the towel. The man smiled weakly. "You could say that. I didn't expect the storm. My car broke down a few blocks away, and I left my wallet in the office during the chaos." Anna tilted her head. "Well, you're safe here. Sit wherever you like. I'll bring you some coffee." He hesitated. "Actually, I'm not sure I can pay. I was just looking for somewhere dry to wait until the tow truck gets to my car." Anna shrugged. "Coffee's on the house. And maybe some toast, yeah. Looks like you need it." The man blinked, caught off guard. "You don't have to." "I know," Anna replied, already turning toward the kitchen. "But I want to." She brought him a cup of steaming coffee, some warm toast with butter, and a small bowl of scrambled eggs, all without asking for anything in return. As he ate slowly, the man kept glancing at her, as if trying to make sense of something. Anna didn't notice. She had moved on to another table where an elderly couple was finishing their pancakes. She chatted with them warmly, complimented the woman's necklace, and offered to top off their coffee. Her kindness wasn't selective, it was her nature. 40 minutes passed. The man had finished his meal and was now staring out the window at the gray sky. His phone rang, and he answered in hushed tones. Anna, clearing plates nearby, caught a few words: corporate, meeting delay, executive, stranded. Curious but not nosy, she continued working. When she returned to his table, she asked, "Everything all right?" He smiled sheepishly. "Better now, thanks to you. I really appreciate what you did. Most people would have turned me away." Anna shook her head. "We've all been down before. I just hope someone would do the same for me." As the man stood to leave, he asked her name. She told him. He nodded, thanked her again, and walked out, disappearing into the misty morning. The rest of the day was uneventful. A few regulars came and went. The cook cracked jokes behind the kitchen window. The dishwasher complained about the broken sprayer again. By closing time, Anna's feet throbbed, and her back ached, but she didn't complain. She counted her tips, less than $30, and sighed. That night, she returned to her tiny apartment. One bedroom, peeling paint, and a flickering hallway light that hadn't been fixed in months. She warmed a can of soup on the stove and ate in silence, staring at the unpaid bills stacked on the counter. 2 days later, something strange happened. It was a Friday morning, and the diner had just opened. Anna was filling the sugar containers when a black car pulled up outside. Sleek, polished, and very out of place. A man in a suit stepped out, tall, clean-shaven, and familiar. It was him. The man from the other morning. Only this time, he wasn't alone. Another man and woman accompanied him, both dressed professionally, carrying leather folders. He walked into the diner and smiled warmly at Anna. "Morning, Anna." She blinked. You came back." "I told you I would," he replied. Then he gestured toward his companions. "Do you have a few minutes?" Anna hesitated. "Sure, but I've got tables." "I've already spoken to your manager," he said. "He said you could step out for a moment." Still confused, Anna wiped her hands and followed him to the booth in the far corner, where the other two had already seated themselves. He sat across from her. "Let me introduce myself properly this time. My name is Ethan Carter. I'm the CEO of Carter Industries." Anna frowned. I don't know what that is." He chuckled. "That's all right. We're a development and tech firm based in the city. Yesterday, you gave a stranger a meal, no questions asked. That stranger was me. And that simple act, well, it reminded me of something I'd forgotten in my world of deadlines and profit margins." Anna shifted uncomfortably. "I didn't do anything special." "You did," Ethan said. "You treated me with kindness when I had nothing to offer. No pretense. No judgment. Just care. It left an impression." He opened a folder and slid a document across the table. "I want to offer you something. A full scholarship. Any college or program of your choice. We'll cover tuition, books, housing. Everything." Anna stared at him, eyes wide. "Wait, what?" "And more than that," he continued, "we want to hire you. We have a new community outreach program launching soon. We need people who understand compassion. People like you." Tears welled in Anna's eyes. "Why would you do this for me?" "Because," Ethan said gently, "you did it for me first."